You know, I made a mistake when I came to work this morning because I meant to wear my gold and blue because it is, after all, homecoming week at UTC, and there is going to be a big man on campus. There always is a big man on campus, but this week it's a very special big man on campus. Terrell Owens is back. He's always happy to come on and cheer on his UTC Mocs, and he happened to have a little bit of time to spare with us in the studio this morning, so thanks for being here.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
So I want to start by saying something right off the bat about your graciousness, because I just introduced you as Terrell Owens. And anyone who's known you your whole life will know that that's the right way to say your name. Yet you've gone through much of your career with people calling you Terrell and you don't correct them.
Well, I do correct them, and they often tell me that I'm mispronouncing my own name, which is kind of weird. But yeah, I mean, my mom named me Terrell Owens, and sometimes as journalists and commentators, they should be the ones to get it right, but they're the ones that the reasons why a lot of people mispronounce my name. But it's Terrell.
Well, it's Terrell.
Right.
So how much fun are you having? This is not your first time to be back to cheer on your Mocs. Do you really enjoy this? Chattanooga still is roots for you.
Yeah.
Does it feel weird to walk that campus and see how much it's changed?
It does. I came back about 4 or 5 years ago, and I was really, honestly, I was taken back, with the reception. I was just very humbled about how much, obviously my school had followed me throughout the course of my career. And it was just a big warm welcome. And as you said, the campus, the landscape of it, the transformation, just the size and the student body has doubled. So I think, for me to just come back and want to give back, I mean, this is where my career started, so to speak. So again, for me to have Moc pride and see what they've accomplished throughout the course of my career, and obviously I would have been back sooner than later, but playing football, I'm always playing during the course of the year during the homecoming. But it was very special to come back, I think 4 or 5 years ago, and just be back on campus and come back and see exactly where it all started.
You're not the only one who has come back. It's got to be really fun for you this go around, because when you graduated in the late 90s, mid 90s, Chattanooga was a place where people would graduate and leave. Now they're coming back. So here, Coach Rusty Wright and you were classmates.
Yeah, absolutely. My teammate, Rusty, I played tight end. Remember, Rusty running around, and again, like I said, those guys were way better than I was when I was here at that time. And so for me to see where his career has taken off and where he is now, obviously those guys are proud of me, but I'm equally as proud of those guys. And Rusty has done a great job. Obviously, I think being here for 4 years and obviously seeing not only the campus transform, I mean, just the transformation of what he's done with the football team. And so they're only going to get better. And I think, for me being here, homecoming, that's been the main times that I've been here. And, I've been disappointed just to see that we have a nice stadium and the stands are kind of empty. So I'm here to really just try to get this city behind our football team, not just our football team, but all our athletic programs.
Well, let me do that. Let me ask you about that, because I know you've got this campaign. Your line had been "Get your popcorn ready."
Yeah, get your popcorn ready.
So y'all are capitalizing on that. Before we talk about what you've got going on this week, it was different, because when you played the campus, the students could just walk over to Chamberlain Field. Now they got to drive over to Finley. I guess the hope had been to get people from all around town to come.
It's not that much of a drive. It's 3 hours to do on a Saturday. What do you have to do on Saturday? I know sometimes you can sleep in, but most of the games are later on in the day. So I was at the pep rally yesterday, and I told them they had an assignment throughout the course of the week to text one friend and have those friends come out to the game, because I want to see that stadium packed. I've been all over the country. Just went to the Alabama-Texas game this past weekend, and it was 105,000 strong. And I know we're not that big of a school, but again, with the amount of people that are here in Chattanooga, they should be behind this team 100%.
Okay, before we talk about the popcorn initiative that you have going on, let me throw this out there. You know how, as a music analogy, you want to see stars at Riverbend maybe when they're the up-and-coming acts, right? You never know what next great player you're going to have a chance to see. So here you were on the field People watched you and cheered you on,
Right.
not knowing where your career would take you. We just had Cole Strange.
Right, absolutely.
Get signed
First
to the
round.
Patriots.
Man, I'm so proud of him. I remember last year I went and came in the locker room, and one of the coaches pulled me to the side and he's like, "Watch this guy right here." He was like, he's going to be a top draft pick. And I mean, I didn't know he was going to be a first rounder, but it just shows you. I think, like I said, if I'm sort of a trendsetter, I don't think I was, but you think about where my career started, where my career started, and how it started. Started right here at UT Chattanooga. There's been a number of guys who obviously play in the National Football League. I'm probably the only one that has made it to the Hall of Fame, but I take pride in it, and I want this city to take pride in our school. Obviously, there's some surrounding big schools in the area. Think of UT Knoxville right up the road, but we have a top 10 team here.
Right.
And like I said, the stadium is big. We built that stadium for a reason. We have a number. I mean, we got a lot of people in Chattanooga.
Yeah, we do have a lot of people.
Yeah, we got probably 25, 30 high schools. So I mean, we got some great athletes here in this area, and I think those kids should be right here in those stadiums every Saturday to come out and see. Possibly this is where they may play one day, because you never know. I came from Alabama, and like I said, I never thought that I would be able to play in the National Football League. And if I'm a living example, then that should be motivation, and I hope they're aspiring to be what I became.
Let me ask you that then, about how you never knew and dreamed that your career would take you where it did. I think when you're a 20-something-year-old person, you can't see into the future anyway. None of us
not
can.
at all.
You're a dad. You've got a son that you nurture along the way, and you can't totally create his life for him. All you can do is give him guidance.
Yeah.
So for these kids on campus now, is the advice just try every day whatever your own passion is? If it's engineering, fine. Doesn't have to be on the football field, but
Every
just
day,
pursue your passion.
Absolutely. Every day you want to get up and you want to be better than the next day. We don't know what tomorrow may bring, and what you did yesterday, sometimes it doesn't matter. You have another day to get better. And I always talk about how I ultimately landed into the Hall of Fame. When I reflected back on my career, 2016 was my first nomination. Obviously I didn't get into 2018, but I was blown away, at the fact that I could possibly be in the Hall of Fame and be in a fraternity of some of the greatest athletes to ever play in the National Football League. And so, I mean, obviously I'm Hall of Famer number 317, one of the greatest to ever play the wide receiver position. I always talk about my 3 Ds, and that's desire, dedication, and discipline. Everybody has a desire to be or do something in life. But to get at the top and to be successful, you have to dedicate yourself. And when you think about what makes people great, when you think about all the sports, it's only a handful of great athletes. There's a lot of good athletes in every sport, but why aren't there only a handful of great ones? Right. And discipline is what separates, the good from the great. And so that's my blueprint for how I got to be who I am, my desire, my dedication, and my discipline.
Your grandmother taught you something special.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I mean, obviously for me to be here, I wanted to be here. I've been watching, this unfold for the last 2 or 3 years, and honestly, like I said, I've been disappointed. I told the students at the pep rally, I'm disappointed that those students aren't in those stands on Saturdays cheering those guys on. And so for me to be here, I've been talking to the AD constantly, and I was like, look, I want this to change. And so for me to be here, I understand my role. To whom much is given, much is required.
That's what your grandmother taught you.
Absolutely.
So your line was get your popcorn ready.
Yeah.
Now you've added it on to get your ticket and popcorn ready.
Right.
You have 30 seconds left. What do they do to get their ticket?
Hey, go to gomocs.com, enter the promo code TOPOP22. You get a $15 ticket, and you get a popcorn voucher.
And who's going to win the game on Saturday?
I mean, of course, the Mocs.
Terrell Owens. Thank you so much.
Absolutely.
If it's 4 years, who cares? You'll always have a seat welcome in that green chair.
All right, appreciate it. Thank you.
Great to see you. Go Mocs. Celebrate UTC Homecoming Week for the rest of the week. Wear your gold and blue and proudly support our local team. We're back after this.
It's Hamrick's Moonlight Madness Sale with special hours till 10 p.m. Ladies Gloria Vanderbilt jeans and pants, just $14.98. Men's chaps and Izod denim, also $14.98. 5-piece comforter sets, $34.98. Ladies